Sandra, you might have heard of super overs in cricket. You might have even heard about the Super Bowl. But there are information that is coming out about a super minister or a super ministry in our own country. Now, what I have with me right now is the Development Special Provisions Bill, the draft of it. This has been printed now and it's being circulated now. What is special with this is that there was no talk of this bill when it came to this being drafted. There was no one talking about it. We did not have any information about it. Now, once we received a copy of this draft bill, the Development Special Provisions Bill, we went through it. Not only us, the English desk, the Sinhala desk and the Tamil desk of News First went through this special provisions bill. We sat with legal experts, we sat with economists, and we went through every single bit of this. And what we think should be reported to the people with regard to this special development bill, we will be bringing it to you so that you can have an understanding of what this super ministry is, what this super ministry does, who this super minister will be. So in that sense, in that context, we have a story about this today as well. Let's see what we have for you today. A feature of the Development Special Provisions Bill that has drawn much attention is the inability to file civil or criminal cases. Section 51A and B of the bill reads as follows. No action or prosecution shall be instituted against A. the agency, board or other institution for any act which in good faith is done or purported to be done by such agency, board or other institution coming within this act, or B. any member, officer, servant or agent of such agency, board or other institution for any act which is done or purported to be done by him in good faith under this act or on the direction of such agency, board or other institution as the case may be. Such immunity from prosecution has only been provided by the Constitution to the President of the country thus far. Incidentally, the 19th Amendment to the Constitution introduced following the election of President Maithripala Sirisena limited the immunity afforded to the President, creating instances where even the President of the country can be brought before the law. Experts in the law opine that while the President is acting to let go of certain powers, this bill, if enacted, would create a super ministry which centralizes several powers.
Now this is an absolute monstrosity if you examine the provisions, because what it does is it devalues all the ministers. The little bits and pieces of all the power that they now hold will be taken away and embedded in one ministry which will run not as a corporation or with any authority but purely as an agency, while that will take over all the central government's sought after powers relating to trade, industry, manufacture and finance, while the rural economy is also taken up by a board. Now these two things are coming under a ministry which will be run by a super minister who will then be appointing a managing director and 6 persons of his choice. No other minister, no prime minister, no president, mind you. He is going to appoint them all, and it will be the entire central government will be in the hands of one person. It will be a virtual dictatorship, an economic dictatorship. If somebody associated with economy is involved in this exercise, you can have an economic hitman coming into existence. This is very dangerous, but you don't need any ministries. After that, one man can write the operations. As far as the economy is concerned, there is no necessity of finance minister. And what is very strange is the fact that this particular agency and the board will have no legal action can be sought against them. The Prime Minister and the President will be mere puppets.
I signed a petition with my lawyers against the Development Special Provisions Bill and will be filing it at the Supreme Court. We are intervening in this issue considering the serious nature of the issue. We believe it is unconstitutional and dictatorial. This disempowers the President and the Cabinet. Everything will be done based on the will of an individual. That is not a democracy. It becomes tyrannical and fascist state which does not listen to anyone. We have faith that the Supreme Court will deliver a fair determination on whether it is constitutional or unconstitutional. This is the kind of ministry that Basil Rajapaksa functioned in during the Mahinda Rajapaksa regime. There was no legal basis for it then. The power of Rajapaksas was used to suppress all the other ministers. Eventually, the actions of Basil Rajapaksa led to the division of the SLFP and the departure of Maithripala Sirisena. Now Ranil Wickremesinghe wishes to obtain the power to operate the other ministries as he wishes. The Prime Minister is gathering power unbeknown to the President. When the disabled veterans were protesting and they were attacked, it was said that if the President was there, it would not have happened. So it is evident that it is not the President but someone else who is behind it. It is possible that it was the Prime Minister. If the Prime Minister wishes to sell land, he does so without consulting the Ministry of Lands. He intervenes in the functions of the Finance Ministry and uses funds as he sees fit. Now an attempt is being made to appropriate the powers of the other ministries as well. We believe that all members of Parliament will vote against this. This will create a situation where all other ministers will be made worthless.
One can see a clear hand, like the UNP constitution, where the party leader in the constitution got total power, and as a result, there was various issues in the constitution in the UNP itself. Now today we can see the same phenomenon taking place with this Development Special Provisions Act, where the Honorable Prime Minister is trying to get the minister who may be the Prime Minister himself to have total control. He will have total authority with regard to what is going to take place and who is going to do it. One person seems to be getting all the power, and the President is going to be sidelined. Now, one can see what happened during the central bank bond scam. Now, that was totally mishandled. If not for the intervention of His Excellency the President and the matter being sorted out in that manner, that would have brought disaster to this government.